You've probably heard that taking your daily vitamins is a good thing, especially as you age. Walk into any pharmacy, and the shelves are lined with supplements promising energy, strength, testosterone, and yes, even better sexual performance. But here's the truth: some of these vitamins may actually be doing the opposite. Especially if you're a man over 70, certain supplements, even the ones labeled as natural or pro-male vitality, could be quietly sabotaging your erections. This isn't fear-mongering, it's physiology. And the research is increasingly clear: the way your body processes vitamins and nutrients changes with age. What might have supported your health at 40 or 50 could become a hidden roadblock in your 70, especially when it comes to blood flow, hormones, and sexual function. I hear this all the time in clinic. Doc, I've been taking everything I said I'm supposed to, but things aren't set working like they used to. And often buried in their supplement list is the quiet culprit. A vitamin that once seemed helpful, now interfering with nitric oxide signaling, blocking testosterone pathways, or even contributing to vascular stiffness. So let's break this down without judgment, just truth. Because what's at stake isn't just performance, it's confidence, connection, and the ability to feel vital and in control of your own body even in your 70 and beyond. This video is for you if you stir over 70 and feel like your erection quality has declined despite a healthy lifestyle. You take supplements daily and wonder if they serve helping or hurting. You have heard conflicting advice online and just want clarity backed by science. In this educational consultation, we'll unpack 4 specific vitamins that may be quietly destroying your erections and the science behind how and why. More importantly, we'll explore what to do instead. You deserve truth, not shame, and you deserve to feel informed, empowered, and respected in every stage of life. Let's get started. Let's start with one that might surprise you: vitamin E. For decades, vitamin E has been marketed as a heart-healthy antioxidant powerhouse. It's found in countless multivitamins, men's vitality blends, and standalone soft gels. Many men over 70 take it daily, thinking it will support circulation and slow aging. But here's the twist: in higher doses, synthetic vitamin E may actually harm your vascular and sexual health. Let's break this down. Vitamin E is fat soluble, meaning it's stored in your body's fat tissue rather than excreted quickly in urine like vitamin C or B complex. That matters because excess levels can accumulate over time, especially in older adults who metabolize nutrients differently. And this accumulation can create unexpected side effects, particularly in the delicate balance of your cardiovascular and sexual systems. Erections depend on a smooth dance between blood flow, nitric oxide signaling, and relaxed vascular tissues, but excessive vitamin E may interfere with that process. Here's 6 how. Blood clotting interference. Vitamin E has mild blood thinning properties. While that might sound helpful, especially if you're worried about clots, the truth is more nuanced. In older adults, particularly those on aspirin, statins, or anticoagulants, too much vitamin E can disrupt normal clotting and increase bleeding risk. More importantly, for sexual health, it may impair microvascular function, the very capillaries and arterioles that deliver oxygen-rich blood to your penis. Hormonal disruption. Animal and some human data suggest high-dose vitamin E may reduce circulating androgens, including testosterone. One review observed lower luteinizing hormone levels in older males with high vitamin E intake, potentially impairing the hormonal cascade that drives libido and morning erections. Prostate health complications. A major study, the Select trial, followed over 35,000 men and found that long-term high-dose vitamin E supplementation was associated with a significant increase in prostate cancer risk. While the mechanism is still debated, this finding raises a red flag for older men using vitamin E without medical guidance. So, what does this mean for you? If you're taking a multivitamin or standalone vitamin E supplement, especially one with synthetic alpha-tocopherol at 400 IU or more per day, you may want to reconsider. That dosage exceeds the recommended daily intake by several 100%, and long-term use could interfere with the vascular flexibility, nitric oxide signaling, and hormone levels that support healthy erections. Instead, aim to get vitamin E naturally through diet, almonds, sunflower seeds, and hazelnuts, avocados, and olive oil, spinach, Swiss chard, and other leafy greens. These food-based sources come with the added benefit of mixed tocopherols and tocotrienols, which work in harmony with your body and are less likely to cause accumulation or imbalance. You might be wondering, but I've been taking it for years. Could it really be making a difference now? Here's the truth. Your body at 50 and your body at 70 don't handle supplements the same way. Changes in liver function, fat metabolism, and hormonal sensitivity make older adults more vulnerable to side effects, even from something as seemingly harmless as a vitamin. If this resonates, drop a comment. You're not alone. Many older men are just now discovering the unintended effects of well-meaning supplements. And it's okay to reassess. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Coming up next, the second vitamin that may be wrecking your erections, and it's one found in nearly every fortified cereal, energy drink, and men's performance powder on the market. You'll want to check your label for this one. Let's talk about niacin, also known as vitamin B3. At first glance, niacin seems like a hero. It's involved in energy production, cholesterol control, and even brain function. Many men's supplements load up on niacin for its supposed benefits on blood circulation. And in younger men or in very controlled doses, that might be fine. But here's what most people, including some clinicians, don't realize. In older men, especially those over 70, too much niacin can quietly undermine erection quality and sexual stamina. Let's unpack why. Niacin causes vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels, which is why you might feel a warm, flush sensation after taking it. At first, this might sound beneficial for erection health. After all, erections rely on expanded arteries and increased blood flow. But here's the problem. When niacin doses are too high, especially above 500 milligrams, they can trigger blood pressure drops, fatigue, and flushing that's more harmful than helpful. In older adults with more fragile blood vessels or subtle cardiovascular disease, this sudden dilation can actually cause dizziness, lightheadedness, and reduced perfusion to the penis. In other words, blood vessels expand too much in the wrong places and not enough where you need them. But there's another concern. Niacin can deplete methyl groups. This sounds complex, but here's the metaphor. Think of methyl groups like spark plugs for your engine. They help regulate everything from neurotransmitters to sex hormones to DNA repair. High-dose niacin, especially the flushing type, burns through these spark plugs, and in older men, this may disrupt the finely balanced pathways that regulate dopamine, serotonin, and testosterone. Low dopamine equals sign lower sexual desire. Low testosterone equals sign softer, slower, or absent erections. And both can quietly sneak in under the radar. Even more striking, long-term high-dose niacin use, often prescribed for cholesterol, has been associated with increased insulin resistance, liver stress, and gout. All of these are indirect enemies of erection health. So what does this mean practically? Check your supplements, especially performance boosters, energy drinks, and pre-workout powders. If you're taking more than 35 milligrams of niacin per day and you're over 70, you may be tipping into the danger zone, especially if you're also on statins, blood pressure medications, or blood sugar meds. The niacin flush may feel like a temporary buzz, but it could be masking deeper imbalances in your vascular and hormonal systems. Better sources of B3? Wild-caught salmon, turkey and chicken breast, peanuts in moderation, whole grains, and brown rice. These natural sources offer niacin in a safer, food-bound form, absorbed gradually, buffered by fiber and fat, and less likely to overwhelm your system. Have you ever taken a supplement and felt strangely fatigued or dizzy afterward, but couldn't quite place why? It might not have been the caffeine or your blood sugar. It could have been niacin pulling blood away from key regions and disrupting your vascular balance. You deserve to feel clear, energized, and supported, not depleted by a vitamin meant to help you. In the next section, we'll look at a common mineral found in many multivitamins that might sound harmless, but in excess may reduce your testosterone and shrink your morning erections without you even noticing. And if you're finding this helpful, subscribe for more grounded clinical breakdowns without hype or shame. You deserve the truth, and we're here to give it to you. Now, this one might raise eyebrows because zinc is often praised as a male health superstar. It's essential for testosterone production, sperm development, immune function, and wound healing. Many men's health supplements, fertility boosters, and even cold remedies are packed with zinc, often in doses well above the daily recommended intake. But here's the myth we need to bust. More zinc doesn't always mean more virility. In fact, too much zinc, especially in men over 70, can actually suppress testosterone and negatively impact erectile function. Let's break down the biology. Zinc plays a key role in regulating enzymes that convert cholesterol into testosterone. So yes, in cases of true zinc deficiency, supplementing can boost testosterone production, but unless you're severely deficient, megadosing zinc can backfire. Here's sets why. Zinc and copper, a delicate balance. Zinc competes with copper for absorption in the gut. When you take too much zinc, usually over 40 milligrams per day, it can trigger a functional copper deficiency. That might sound minor, but copper is essential for blood vessel elasticity, red blood cell formation, and even dopamine regulation. Low copper equals sign stiffer arteries. Stiffer arteries equals sign poor penile blood flow. Poor blood flow, weaker erections, endocrine disruption. Excessive zinc intake can also dysregulate the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, the command center that signals your body to produce testosterone. In several clinical observations, older men taking high-dose zinc over time experience lower free testosterone and higher SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, which traps testosterone and makes it unavailable to cells. So even if your total testosterone looks okay, your bioavailable testosterone, the kind that actually fuels libido and erections, might be low, and that's what matters most. Immune and prostate effects. In older men, especially those taking zinc for immunity or prostate support, too much of a good thing may lead to trouble. Long-term excess has been linked to immune dysregulation and increased prostate enlargement, both of which can indirectly affect sexual function, urination, and pelvic floor balance. Let's pause here. If you've been taking a multivitamin plus a men's zinc booster plus the occasional cold remedy with zinc, it adds up. And many men over 70 are unknowingly consuming 50, 60, even 100 milligrams of zinc per day. That's double or triple the recommended safe upper limit for adults. Over time, this can create mineral imbalances, hormonal suppression, and vascular stress, all of which directly impact your erection quality and libido. So what should you do? First, look at your supplement labels. If the total daily zinc is above 40 milligrams, consider dialing it back or switching to a multivitamin with a balanced zinc to copper ratio, typically 10:1 or lower. Second, get zinc from food whenever possible. Oysters, a great source in moderation. Pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews, eggs and beef. Food-based zinc is more bioavailable and less likely to throw off your copper balance or overload your endocrine system. Have you ever taken a testosterone booster or male performance supplement only to feel more tired, less focused, or even less interested in intimacy? That paradoxical effect could very well be the result of excessive zinc disrupting your body's natural hormone rhythm. It's a reminder that your body isn't broken, it's just misunderstood. You deserve clarity, not confusion. Up next, the final vitamin on our list, and it's the one almost everyone thinks of as harmless. But in men over 70, it may subtly stiffen your blood vessels, dull your sexual response, and mask symptoms that deserve real treatment. Let's talk about a supplement that almost no one suspects: calcium. Yes, the same calcium you've been told to take for your bones. The same calcium often recommended to older adults to prevent osteoporosis. It's in your multivitamin, it's in fortified juices, and it might even be in the antacid you take after dinner. But here's the truth most men don't hear. Excess calcium, especially in supplement form, may silently harden your arteries, impair blood flow to your penis, and dull your erection quality. Let's unpack the science. Your body needs calcium, but like many things in aging physiology, context matters. By age 70, your body becomes less efficient at regulating where calcium goes. And that matters because when calcium doesn't go to the bones, it may end up in your blood vessels. This process is called vascular calcification, and it's more common in older adults, especially those taking high-dose calcium supplements without the proper balance of cofactors like magnesium, vitamin K2, and vitamin D. Why does this matter for your erections? Because erections depend on flexible, responsive arteries, especially in the tiny pelvic and penile vessels. When those vessels become stiffened by calcium deposits, blood flow becomes sluggish. And it doesn't take much. Just a slight reduction in flow or responsiveness can mean slower, weaker, or even absent erections. Here's what research shows. Calcium and arterial stiffness. Several large studies have linked calcium supplementation above 1,000 mg/day to increased risk of arterial plaque and calcification, particularly in the coronary and abdominal arteries. In men, this can translate to less oxygen-rich blood reaching the pelvic floor and more effort required to achieve or maintain an erection. Hormonal crosstalk. Calcium also interacts with parathyroid hormone and vitamin D. When these systems are out of sync, which is more common after age 70, it can cause subtle hormonal imbalances that affect libido, mood, and sexual stamina. Mask symptoms. Calcium supplements are often taken with antacids or over-the-counter bone support blends. These can mask symptoms of poor digestion, magnesium deficiency, or vascular stress, making it harder to spot the real cause of fatigue or performance changes. So what can you do? First, don't panic. And don't stop calcium cold turkey. If its set's been prescribed for osteoporosis or fracture prevention, but do take a closer look. Are you taking more than 500, 600 mg day of calcium from supplements alone? Are you also getting calcium from fortified foods like orange juice, breakfast bars, or processed snacks? Are you taking calcium without magnesium or vitamin K? Two nutrients that help direct calcium into bones and away from arteries? If you answered yes to any of these, it may be time to reassess, ideally with your primary care doctor or a bone health specialist. Here's a better way to support bone health and protect your erection. Focus on calcium-rich whole foods like leafy greens, collards, kale, bok choy, sardines with bones, almonds, and fermented dairy like kefir or yogurt. Balance with magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, black beans, spinach, and avocados. Add in small amounts of vitamin K2 found in fermented foods like natto, hard cheeses, and egg yolks. And if you do take a supplement, look for one that includes calcium in moderate doses under 500 milligrams, balanced with magnesium and K2. Have you ever felt like your erections were just different, not gone, but slower, duller, or harder to maintain, and couldn't quite figure out why? For some men, this low-grade vascular stiffness is the root cause, and calcium overload is often a silent contributor. Remember, this isn't about fear, it's about precision. Just because a nutrient is essential doesn't mean more is better, especially after 70. Your body is still incredibly capable, it just needs the right kind of support. In our final section, we'll recap everything we've covered and walk you through one small, powerful change you can make today to start reclaiming your vitality from the inside out. Let's take a breath and bring this all together. By now, you've seen that the very supplements you may have trusted for years, the ones promising strength, stamina, and longevity, could actually be interfering with the very systems that support your erections, energy, and hormonal balance. Let's quickly recap the 4 vitamin culprits we covered today. Vitamin E, especially in high-dose synthetic form, may disrupt microvascular flow and hormone regulation while increasing prostate cancer risk in older men. Niacin, vitamin B3, often found in energy drinks and performance supplements, can cause blood pressure drops, methyl depletion, and hormonal imbalance that dull sexual drive and function. Zinc, while essential in moderation, can suppress testosterone, disturb mineral balance, and damage the hormonal pathways if taken in excess, especially without copper. Calcium, when taken in high supplemental doses, may stiffen arteries, impair pelvic blood flow, and silently diminish erection quality over time. Here's the key takeaway: your body at 70 plus doesn't process nutrients the same way it did at 40. And that's not a flaw, that's biology, beautifully adaptive, but in need of more precision and care. You are not broken. You are not less of a man because things feel different than they used to. But you do deserve a better kind of clarity, one that comes from evidence, not assumptions, from personalization, not pills. So what's one small, powerful action you can take today? Audit your supplement shelf. Take a calm, curious look, not with fear or judgment, but with informed eyes. Ask yourself, am I taking more than I need of any one vitamin? Are these products actually tailored to men my age, or are they made for the general public? Do I feel better, clearer, and more vital since starting them, or more sluggish, foggy, or sexually flat? Sometimes the first step toward healing isn't adding something, it's removing what no longer serves you. If you feel unsure, bring your supplement list to your next doctor's visit. Ask them to check blood levels where needed. The goal isn't to fear vitamins, it's to respect how your body uniquely interacts with them now. And remember, nature gave you an incredible system: your penis, your brain, your hormones. They're still listening, still responsive, still able to adapt. You just need to give them the right inputs: balanced nutrients, gentle blood flow support, hormonal respect, pelvic care, and above all, informed simplicity. If this video helped you feel more empowered, more curious, or even just more aware of your body's language, give it a like and subscribe for grounded, judgment-free education. This channel is here to bring clarity where confusion has lived too long. You deserve truth, not hype. You deserve peace of mind, not performance panic. And above all, you deserve to feel vital, respected, and in control of your health at every stage of life. Stay curious, stay informed. And know this: your body is still worthy of care no matter your age.